Well, the Lebanon front is heating up. Rockets, retaliation, warnings across the border. And now a new player's shadow is getting longer. China. Along the tense blue line separating Lebanon and Israel, exchanges between Israeli forces and Hezbollah have intensified. Short bursts of fire, precision strike, careful messaging. But every exchange carries the risk of something bigger. And then enters China, not with fighter jets, not with warships in the Mediterranean, but with boots on the ground under the banner of the United Nations. Chinese peacekeepers operating in southern Lebanon have been seen clearing the unexploded bombs near the border, very carefully, very methodologically, detonating old ordnance, reducing risk for the civilians. But their presence, it sends a wider signal. Beijing is not absent from this theater. And you know why this matters? Because at the same time, China's strategic cooperation with Iran is deepening. Defense ties are expanding, reports suggesting assistance in strengthening air defense system, support in anti-ship missile technology. And you know what? If that is true, that shifts the calculation because Iran backs Hezbollah and Hezbollah is locked in confrontation with Israel. Well, the web becomes very complex very quickly. And you know what about Israel here? Well, their Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, faces a very delicate balance. Hit Hezbollah too hard and risk regional escalation, hold back and face domestic pressure. Now, add another layer here, a rising China-Iran axis and a visible US footprint across the region. Of course, how can you forget the US factor, right? Satellite images circulating online attributed to Bizarre Vision highlight American deployment across bases in Saudi Arabia and Jordan. Aircraft on tarmacs, missile defense batteries positioned, logistic hubs active. Washington is watching very closely, ready to deter, ready to respond. It's a bigger chessboard, Think about the layers here. Israel versus Hezbollah, direct friction. Iran backing Hezbollah, indirect pressure. China strengthening ties with Iran's strategic depth, while the US reinforcing regional bases, that is deterrence posture. Each move triggers another. This is no longer a two-player game. It is a four-dimensional chessboard. Back to square one. Is China entering the war? Well, not in a very traditional sense though, but there is no Chinese missile that is flying towards Israel. But influence matters, presence matters, partnership matters, because when Beijing expands its defense cooperation with Iran while its peacekeepers operate near Israel's border, it shapes perception. And perception, it changes the strategy. So, what happens next? Well, if border skirmishes escalate, then Hezbollah could expand rocket range. Israel could intensify airstrikes. Iran could provide more advanced systems. The US could increase deterrence patrols. And China? Well, likely to deepen diplomatic engagement while quietly strengthening the strategic ties here. In the end, smoke rising near the blue line, Chinese peacekeepers in blue helmets cleaning the unexploded shells, Israeli jets striking across the sky, and Hezbollah fighters preparing for the next exchange. And in distant capitals, Washington, Beijing, Tehran, officials are studying the same map because Lebanon is no longer just a border conflict. It is a chessboard where global power politics meet local warfare, and when global powers overlap in a volatile region, the margin for error, it shrinks.